Good morning, everybody. I'm Belinda with Just Be Yoga. We are a donation-based community outreach, and you're here this morning for our home yoga practice on Thursday morning, May 7. Somebody correct me. I'm not sure. And apparently I need to unmute myself because I need to remember to do that. All right, I see a couple of people are in the room. Feel free to put your comments and let us know that you're here, and I will start to get us all set for this morning because this morning is really special. We're going to have a special guest today, Anna Muhina, who is one of our apprentices in our teacher training program. And she's going to be joining us. We're going to talk about how we grow our practice while we're practicing at home, and how we figure out what we need. And we'll work from there with one another. So, hi, Lisa. Good morning. Oh, thank you. You are a beautiful human, too. Miss you greatly. Okay. So, let's see if we can get Anna to slide on into our show. See, that was magical. It looks like Anna might be muted though, Paul. Let's see if he has the power to. Yep, you're unmuted now.
Never mind.
We have the magic of remote production. So thank you, Paul. So yeah, good morning, Anna. How are you?
Good morning, Belinda. I'm wonderful. Thanks. How are you?
Great, great. So everyone, Anna has been with me since the fall. She's in her home, and as you guys can see, I'm at the yoga studio, but we both may have a few quadruped co-yoga conspirators joining us.
In advance if he barks because he's pretty loud and it might happen.
Okay. So some of our folks are pretty used to karma, but I thought I would let folks know that that you've also got a menagerie who may be joining you.
Yes.
All right. So this morning, I'd like to start the way I generally would, and we would be kind of have a sit and a check-in. So if we all want to make ourselves comfortable, we can find a comfortable way of sitting. So please grab a block if you want to sit on a block or a pillow. Your legs could be crossed. Your legs could be out in front of you. And we will start to just invite a little bit more stillness to start to gather ourselves into this place and time. Try not to get anywhere with your body. Try not to get anywhere with breath. Just invite present awareness in the here and now. With each breath, arrive on your mat, arrive in your room, arrive in your feelings. Arrive in the state of your body. And if you've been joining us this week here on the Home Yoga Practice Live, you know that this week we've been talking about our koshas, the 5 layers of our being. So as we do this sit, I'd like to just guide us through progressively, checking in on all 5 of those layers. So as we sit here, we don't have to do anything special, but just let your awareness come to your skin, your flesh, and your bones, feeling what you can feel. Checking in on your feet, your ankles, knees, hips, abdomen, groin, organs, chest, arms, neck, jaw, face. How is your physical body? What does it need? And then we'll allow the awareness to come into that second layer, our breath body. So as we breathe in, feel that breath expanding up against the inside of our physical body. Like we inflated a balloon. That volume of breath is its own body. How much of that body can fill up the physical body? Feel where the breath is able to touch. And just check in. How is the breath body? And then we'll allow that awareness to come into our mind. And just observe the thoughts that are pinging around inside of that mind. Try not to stop them. Feel them. How do they feel texturally, emotionally? How full do they feel? How empty do they feel? Check in on your mind and ask it, how are you? Receive the answer. Don't go into fix-it mode. Just receive. And deeper still, we're checking in on a wisdom within us. How much space does that occupy within us if it had its own body? How much space does it want? And ask your wisdom self, how are you? And as we breathe in and out of all four of these bodies, we let our breath touch into our bliss body, our contentment, our joy. How big is this body inside of us? How much space does it want to occupy? And let's make a moment of holding space to ask our bliss, how are you? Now we reach the arms up, breath in. Exhale, hands to prayer. So we've started off our practice today just kind of bringing some awareness into our focus and meditation branches of our yoga tree, just letting that attention and awareness come within. And we're going to step out now a bit into our physical body, our asana practice. And today I wanted to be able to explore, when we're at that home practice or working on our personal practice, how do we break out of the doldrums of just doing just enough and just saying, check, I did my practice? And how do we start to grow it and find new edges? So today I wanted to just start off by asking Anna to check in on how her practice has been at home. So yeah, how have things been going since pandemic and regular old life combined?
Well, a lot has changed in my practice since this pandemic started. My body hasn't been in its best place because I've been sick a few weeks ago, hopefully not COVID, we'll see. But I have been because of that and because that's what I needed mentally, focusing more on the yin aspect of my practice and finding more restorative spaces, spaces that I felt would be more nurturing to my body and myself. And I feel that now slowly I've been kind of putting in a little bit more fire into my practice, and I feel like I could really use building that up more and finding more of my edges and building myself back up to that.
Okay, awesome. What kind of edges are you thinking? Are you thinking like, different kinds of poses, new poses, or how to start to build on poses you already have?
I think a little bit of both. How I can build on my balancing postures is one thing that I thought of. Having the practice be a little bit of a faster pace than the yin I've been practicing was another one. And yeah, adding some new postures would be wonderful as well, I think, to just keep growing in that.
Okay. All right. And just for the benefit of those who are viewing this, how do you arrive, or how did you arrive at feeling like, okay, I'm ready for more fire? I feel like you might have a connection with your body and your practice that maybe some may not already have. And so they might not understand, how do I know that without somebody else telling me I should be doing more fire? So, how did you arrive at that on your own?
I think that I found myself after being sick asking myself the question, am I taking it easy on myself weeks after I've been sick just because of that? Do I really feel as ill and as tender as I did before? Or am I ready to move forward? And I found that the answer was partially no, I'm ready to build and I'm ready to add a little bit more fire. And I think that it took being honest with myself and what my body needed, even though there was a little bit of resistance. I think acknowledging that resistance is what made me know that I need to move on from just restorative practice.
Okay. And I think that everything that you've reported sounds really good in terms of your svadhyaya, your self study and self awareness that you're building. And then, for the benefit of folks who are joining and learning a little bit more about their practice, our tapas, our discipline, and our devotion also kind of can be referring to our relationship with our engine and our ability to ignite and put activity and activation, into our bodies. And as a physical form, its own organic being, it does a lot that we don't see on the outside when it's fighting stuff on the inside. So we probably need to let those engines work on the inside toward that healing. And you said you were getting over being ill. And now that engine has a little bit more in its reserves, to start to work on being a little bit more vibrant on the outside. So good self-awareness, keep honing that. So we're going to start and just move a little bit. Are there any injuries we need to know about, or anything that's out of sorts?
Well, I feel like a lot is out of sorts, but no injuries.
Okay.
Um,
Why don't we just start first and you can just stay right where you are. We'll lengthen our legs out. And just point and flex in the toes and ankles. A little bit of a Dandasana, staff posture. I've been talking about that in this practice. But not too stressful, not too strenuous. Wake up the feet, ankle rotations. Use this as an extension of our checking in on our body, bringing some kindness into how we want to move our body, change direction. Start to feel out that breath. How is your breath retention? I know you spoke about your breath and, when you were first talking about being ill.
Yeah, that hasn't been great. And that's the thing I struggled with most, if I'm being honest, especially after being sick. And I find myself out of breath a lot, even from walking or lightly jogging and more intense yoga practice as well. So that's something I have been working on.
Do you feel like you can't take as deep of a breath? Do you still have any cough at all?
No, the cough is gone, but I think that my capacity for a full breath is somewhat diminished right now.
Okay. What I would say is to try not to force a deeper breath, but try to see if you can bring some awareness to your diaphragm and see if you can relax it and let your lungs just naturally start to find their way rather than forcing any big retention. So keep that in mind as we start to flow, and we will moderate the pace based on whatever's going on in your lungs, okay? Again, keeping that healing in mind as we start to move. Okay, we're going to wake up the legs a little bit, and then we'll find a little twist. So we're just going to start to involve the spine, the organs, start to build that awareness of the breath. So if you're just joining here, we are at our home yoga practice live at Just Be Yoga here on Facebook or YouTube, wherever you're joining us from. We're going to gently release and come around to the other side. We're being joined today by Anna, one of our apprentices, and we're going to just kind of go through a bit of movement today on how to start to grow our practice and find some new edges as we're coming out of being ill and a little more still. I did not mean to rhyme there. And we'll come on back to center. I'm going to have my knees bent. This is my first time really moving this morning besides walking the dog. So my forward bend, I like to give it some forgiveness in my first time through with the knees soft. So choose where you want to be at home, where you want to be, Anna. If there's anything all of us are trying to invest in, is finding our own way, our personal connection in our yoga. And that starts with respecting where we are. So let's meet ourselves where we are. Breath in, breath out. And we'll slowly roll that spine up. I'm going to bring the bottoms of my feet together and just inviting the hips. Before I do anything weight bearing, before I stand on the legs and weight bear, we're just working out the legs and the spine. And so I'm pressing my inner thighs open. I'm going to lift the chin, feel the chest. I can feel a little tension in my breastbone here. And then round the spine. So just a little gentle cat and cow here, still checking in. Feeling the back of the neck, the back of the shoulders, breathing in, arching and lifting. See if we can involve the tailbone too, honoring the fact that the whole spinal column can be involved. And then rounding the spine. And then breath in and lift. And then maybe come forward. And we're all going to honor where that is first time here this morning. Relaxing the muscles in the abdomen and the diaphragm. And then rounding the spine up when you're ready. And I know that a lot of today thematically is going to be about how we grow our practice, but I still firmly believe that when we're first stepping into our practice for the day, that we step gently, right? Don't go for my deepest bound angle posture. I don't go for my deepest with my legs out in front of me. I don't go for my deepest in anything. I'm respecting this vessel and kind of seeing where it is and where it wants to go. As the body warms up, then we can start to explore new edges. So keep that in mind as you're exploring your own self-practice. Don't arrive on your mat where you were when you left it. Because where you left it, the body was warmed up, maybe at the end of 30 minutes, 60 minutes, however many minutes. So meet yourself where you are, not where you left it. All right. So why don't we, what would you prefer? Would you rather start standing or would you rather start like in a child's pose or reclining? I know you've been doing a lot of yin restorative.
I have been doing a lot of that. I think maybe I would like to start standing and then move towards that.
Kind of come down. All right. So we're going to make our way up to standing. And let's just first greet our feet and spread the toes. Feel out your pelvic bowl, checking in on whether we're in a nice equal space, a balanced space there, not jutting it back, not scooping it under forcefully, lifting up through the ribs, activating the abs, not super tight. Shoulders up, back, and down. I like to ease into this with a few shoulder rotations. Changing the direction. Good, and let's breathe in and lengthen upward through the arms, shoulders down, intending the legs down. Check in with the neck and make sure that the chin isn't lifted. Feel standing firm. Notice right now whether we're squeezing something. Do we need to be? Check in with your breath. Inhale, lift the ribs only. And then exhale, we'll start to hinge forward. Maybe first time here, the knees are soft, letting that upper body hang. Good. Maybe rock your weight forward and back in your feet and your heels. Start to notice where you're carrying your body weight. And then can you settle in over the arches of your feet, not all the way forward into the toes, not all the way back in the heels. Maybe check your neck, shaking the head yes or no. Good, let's breathe in and lengthen the spine up for a half flat back. Maybe still keeping the knees bent. And I'll see if you can shift forward just a hair in your feet. Yeah. Relax the neck, relax that chin. Find your breath. And let the upper body go. Half flat back, breath in. And forward fold. Let's roll the spine up in your time. Take your time. Feel that amount of activation as you arrive into your mountain. And let's breathe in and lengthen upward, shoulders down. Exhale, forward fold, starting to feel a little bit of constant flow. Half flat back, lengthening the chest up. Hands down to the floor, stepping to your version of plank, first time here, maybe having the knees down. Breath in. Exhale, let's shave the elbows against the ribs. Keep leaning forward. Breathe out as you go, lowering it down. Lengthen the legs back. Breath in. Lift the chest just a little for cobra. And then child's pose. Let's just sink it back. Maybe your knees are wide. Good. Let your head go. All right, so we feel that bit of movement, and then we check in with our engine, with our structure, our bones, our flesh. And we'll see if we can do a few of those without aggravating the breath. So we want to stay in that ease and steadiness. Sthira Sukha. Lengthen the arms out, spread the fingers wide, feel the arms being supportive, palms being supportive. Come forward to hands and knees. Tucking your toes, lifting your hips up, down dog. Breath in, tilt the tailbone up. Exhale, travel your feet up lightly, mindfully up in between your hands. Now go ahead and bring the legs and the feet together. Spread the toes. Breath in, lift the chest, make space in the body. Try not to lock your knees. Come forward in the front of those feet. Forward fold, let your upper body go. One solid piece, come all the way up. Press the legs down, lift the chest up, breath in. Exhale, forward fold, lengthen and pull the body up and over your bottom body. Breath in, half flat back, stay gentle. Hands down, try to pay attention to what leg you step back with for your plank. And then lower through, chaturanga. Breath in, lift the chest, Try to keep the hips down for the cobra. Exhale, come the hands and knees, down dog. Butt goes up, head goes down, downward facing dog. Breath in. Look forward, alternate the lead leg to step your feet up. Try to control placing the foot down. Honor the differences. Half flat back, breath in. Forward fold, breath out. One more time, breath in, come all the way up. Seamlessly into coming all the way down. Seamlessly, half flat back. Switch the legs to step back to your plank. Keep leaning forward as you lower down. Breath out. Breath in, cobra, relax your shoulders, relax your backside. Exhale to downward facing dog. Breath in. Breath out. Look forward. Let's step both feet up in between the hands. Half flat back, squeeze the thighs, even weight in your feet. Forward fold, let it go. Bend your knees, sink the butt back. Lift the chest for chair. Good, weights in your heels. I'm gonna look for a moment where we are. Shoulders back and down. Pull the core toward the back of your spine. Breath in, lift the chest, stay in the chair. Forward fold, let it go. Let your neck go, let your jaw go. Half flat back, come forward into those feet. Use your entire feet. Hands down, step to plank, take a breath. And listen, lower to chaturanga and back up to plank. Down dog. Good, let's step the right foot up in between your hands. Help it up there if you need to grab it and bring it up there. Back foot flat, aim those left toes to the front left corner of your mat. And we'll make our way up for warrior one. Good, turn that left hip forward, scoop your tailbone under a little bit. Feel the legs rooting down, lift the chest. How's your breath?
Good.
All right, how's your heat?
It's there.
All right, a little inward rotation of the upper arms. Feel your shoulder blades sliding down your spine. Scapula sliding down, trapezius sliding down. Breath in, grow tall from the belly button. Hands come down to the floor. Step to plank. Lower all the way through. Keep leaning forward if you can. Good. Breath in, cobra. Relax your neck as you go. Good. Exhale, downward facing dog. Slide the shoulders away from ears. Tilt your tailbone up. Contract your thighs. Press the heels back. Breathe. And then detach from all of that noise. Left foot steps up in between your hands. Good. Back foot flat. Try not to dump into the arch of the right foot. And then come all the way up for warrior one. Sink down in the hips. Relax the feet. Let the earth hold you. And then let that engine in the core, lift the core up. Breath in, grow tall. Exhale, hands all the way down to the floor. Step to plank. Now listen, I'm not saying that we're there yet, but I know that we want to work on activation, but we want to be sure that we're not heading into a space that we're pushing ourselves beyond our limit. So it's perfectly legit after doing those full form to just have knees down and really work on not letting the belly beat the chest down as we come through, especially if we're going to repeat coming through this sequence, which we are going to do a few times, all right? So make your choice. Deep breath. Exhale, lower it down. Good. Breath in, lift. See if we can lift one more rib. If the spine is ready. Good. Exhale, downward facing dog. All right. I'm thinking we can do 2 more sun Bs. What do you think?
Sounds good.
All right, breath in. Look forward. Let's step both feet up in between your hands. Half flat back, lengthen. Exhale, forward fold, release. Bend the knees, sink the butt, lift the chest, breath in, chair. Exhale, forward fold, slowly let it go, let the neck go. Half flat back, breath in. Hands down, step to plank. Listen, we're just going to lower to chaturanga. So lower to chaturanga, keep leaning forward, lean forward, back up to plank. Good, downward facing dog. Breath in, step the right foot up in between your hands. One big step, use that core, beautiful work. Back foot flat. Come all the way up, warrior one. Sink as you rise, scoop that tailbone under, you're dumping in the low back a bit. Hands down to the floor. Step to plank. Lower all the way through. Good. Breath in, lift. Let's see if the spine will let you lift a little bit more. Use those arms, beautiful. Downward facing dog. Breath in, we'll step the left foot through in between the hands. Back foot flat. Rising up, warrior one. Breath in, sink. Hands down, step to plank. Lower through, choose, control, feel each piece. Breath in, cobra, shoulders back. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, look forward, step, walk, maybe jump the feet up in between your hands. Half flat back, forward fold. Chair pose, sink, lift. Good. Can you drop your butt even lower? Pull the knees back even more. Lift, nose breathing, forward fold, let it go. Unbunch the toes, relax your jaw. Half flat back, breath in, exist and feel, don't lock those knees. Hands down, step to plank. Ready, chaturanga. Elbow height, hold, breathe, lean forward, hold, breathe, bring it back up. Good job. Downward facing dog. Breath in, breath out. Spread the fingers. Your palms are a little inverted, so spread them. There you go. Nice. Let's step the right foot up in between your hands. Back foot flat. Lengthen up. Warrior one. Good. I'm going to transition here into a twisting side angle with your legs remaining in your warrior one. So we're going to keep those legs in the warrior one, reach the torso, and take that left elbow outside of the right knee or down to the floor for the twist, whichever is best. How you doing?
Okay.
Root the feet down, push that left hip forward, right hip back, and twist. Use the pressure of that left elbow against that knee to revolve. Good. Breath. Release the twist. Come back up for warrior one. Lifting. Hands down. Step to plank. Lower through. Inhale. Maybe you're ready to feel an up dog. I don't know how often. If this is a good space in your practice, good. Good. Shoulders down, breastbone up. Relax your chin. Let that diaphragm breathe. And downward facing dog. Left foot steps through. Good. Make your way up. Warrior one. Can you bend that left knee? Stay in your earth. Left hip back, right hip forward. Good. Work the core. Shoulders down. The shoulders don't lift you. Your core is lifting you. The center of you is lifting you. Breath in. Lengthen forward. Reach the torso. Try to telescope that right arm and right rib cage forward, and then slide that right elbow outside of left knee. Good. Bend the left knee a hair more if you can. Glue the right foot down. Breath. Revolve your chest to me. Glue those legs down. Relax your shoulders. Find your fullest breath here without forcing. Use the right leg more than the left. Make your way up. Warrior one. Sink as you rise. Bend that left knee, bend. Good. Hands down to the floor. Step to plank. Hold your plank. Nipples over thumbs. Keep leaning forward. Dome the shoulders up. Contract the abs a little. Good. Now lower your hips a hair. Breath. Core, core, core. Good. Chaturanga. Let's see what you got. You choose how long you're going to hold, or just go all the way down. She said, yeah, screw that. That was enough fire, huh? Lower all the way to your belly. Awesome. Cobra or up dog, whatever you choose. Walk the hands back just a little bit more. Relax your neck. Contract your abs, try to soften your spine. See how much you can lift. How long could you hang out here?
Not too long.
Take your next fullest breath, and when you're ready, down dog. Soften your shoulders. Let your head fall and release. Chest toward the floor, heels back. Good. Look forward. Make your way up to the top of your mat. Half flat back breath in. Forward fold breath out. Let's roll the spine up to standing, taking our time. Find your mountain. All right, so if you were to say on a scale of 1 to 10, and 10 being the most work and 1 being barely any work, how much work did you just do?
Like a 6 or 7 for where I'm at right now.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you clearly.
About a 6 or 7 for where I'm currently at.
Is that a number?
Like 6, 7.
Okay, thank you. All right, how much do you have left?
I would say not too much, but a decent amount.
Okay.
I don't know. That wasn't an answer.
All right, let's restore in the mountain. So feel out how much pressure is in your feet right now. Feel out how much work your feet need to be doing. Work out some equilibrium in where the weight bearing is. Ask your arches to support you. Feel your thighs. Don't lock the knees. Ask your core to hold your torso up. And we'll ask that right knee to come up. Shoulders down. Now come back into the mountain. So feel your body. Stand in your mountain. Okay, Uttira no hasta Padangustasana. So send that heel out in front of you. Flex the toes. Good. Don't lean back. Good. Lean forward a little bit more. Good. Breath. Ah, there's a piece of furniture
there.
And that's legit, guys. Been talking here on Home Yoga Practice Live several times about using a wall or a structure. Let's bring the knee back up.
We'll step back so that it doesn't make me.
No, you use what you gotta use.
Okay.
So we'll bring it back to bend. Good. Now, we're gonna tilt the chest forward. Keep the knee bent. And bring it back up. And then, good, and then bring the foot down. Aww. Breath in, let's grow tall. And then forward fold, let it go. Let's roll the spine up, come back up to standing. Find your mountain again. Feel your equilibrium in your right foot. And honestly, if you need to hold on to something, hold on to something. We'll lift the left knee up into the chest with the knee bent. Reach the left leg straight out. Flex and lift. Good. Breath. Stand up tall in your spine. One more breath. Relax those shoulders. We'll bring that knee back up into the chest. Now see if you can keep the knee high up into the belly and just tilt the chest forward. Keep crunching the knee into the belly. Good. Find that nice flat spine. Breath. Bring it back up. Take your time. Pull the knee with you. Stand in your mountain. Bring that foot down. Nice. Breath in. Lengthen upward lift. Maybe a bit of a back bend. Let's push the legs down. Hips forward. Shoulders relaxed. Exhale. Forward fold. Good. Let's round the spine back up to standing. We're going to do that again with the right leg. It's a great way to start to train the core and the legs and the balance space to get ready for Warrior 3. Sometimes all we ever do is think about the end result. And we don't think about the transitional spaces that help us get there. And there's a lot that we got to train for that transition. So let's root into the left leg. And we'll ask that right leg to lift, knee up. Stay with your breath, physical body, breath body working together. Right heel out in front of you. Knee back up into the chest. Keeping it as high as we can, we'll tilt the chest forward. Then if you feel stable, extend the leg back. And then pull that knee back in and bring the chest back up. And then place the foot down. Nice work. Breath in, reach up, maybe a back bend if you so desire or need. Exhale, forward fold when you're ready, Make it yours. Find your balance in your legs and your spine. Check in with your jaw and your face and your mind. Were you trying too hard? Was your mind being the boss of your body? Round your spine up to standing. Gradual, eventual. Good. Gaze is soft. When you're ready, we'll lift the left knee up. Communicate with that right foot, right leg. What's your upper body doing to help pull the weight off the bottom body? Extend the left heel out, unsupported, completely independent and strong. Knee into the chest, lifting. And then we'll see if we can keep that knee high into the belly as we tilt that chest forward. Arms wherever you want them to be. Be in that right leg as you maybe extend that left leg back. Feeling strong, dedicated energy. Knee to the belly, maybe first, and then bring the chest up. Take your time. Relax your arms. Yeah, stand in that right leg. Nice. And bring that left foot down. Nice. Solid work. Breath in. Let's lift. Feel big, spacious, and forward fold, letting it go. Good. Turn and face me so you're sideways on your mat. Go ahead and widen your feet out a little wide. Only because I think it was in our chatter before we were live. I had talked about spaces that I don't push myself on enough, right? And I said that I was exploring a Tadibasana recently, realizing that I hadn't done it in a while. And you were like, I don't even think I know what Tadibasana is. All right, so welcome.
Great.
All right, so we're going to widen our feet out, not like Buddha squat, so don't go so wide. This may be dangerous and hazardous, kitty. You can be squashed.
Right.
All right, so I'm going to take my elbows in between my thighs and bring my hands down. Try to walk your hands behind your heels as far as they'll go and bend your elbows back and look up. And then we have all of that contentment and that inner peace that yoga shows us in our hips. Chest is forward, shoulders back, nice flat spine. Now I'm going to heel toe my heels in front of my fingers.
I think I need to stand up for that.
You got to bend your elbows straight back like chaturanga. So some of your hamstrings should be wanting to rest on the back of your elbow. And then still again, we get to look up and act like it's fun. And then we'll bring the feet, wiggle, squiggle this way. My elbows are bent, my feet are on the floor. And now just absorb right where you are, feeling your body where you are, and say, I had no idea when I woke up this morning that I would be in this shape.
My hands are straight right now, and I'm not sure how to get them bent.
I'm bending the elbows straight back. So stay where you are, because this is enough for your body to feel out. But I would eventually lift my feet. I would eventually straighten my legs out and lower myself to the floor.
All right. I can do the last part.
All right. So an arm balancing spaces for people who are observing from wherever they are. The root of our arm balances is chaturanga, that wonderful half push-up. So if that isn't a solid and steady space, we can't build from there. So start working in that space. It can't be an aggressive space because once we're in those balances, we need to have kind of a calm mind. All right. How was that on your elbows, on your arms, or was it just different?
I think I wasn't able to bend my elbows at all, so I think I need to work on moving my legs in a way that I can keep the elbows bent, because obviously that wasn't going to work the way I tried.
We have to get this open to a certain degree, because if I'm showing it from this position, that's how the elbows are in this way.
Yeah.
Kind of like crane, but not crane here, crane all the way back here. So the hip hinge and everything has to be a little bit more open. And then these arms have to be weight bearing.
I guess I'll figure it out later today and get back with.
We won't do it all in one day, guys. It's great to just prep, get the arm under, prep, get the arm under. Let's come back to this space where we were in the beginning of class, in the beginning of our session. I don't even like to call it class, because if we were at home practicing, we don't think, oh, I did a yoga class. You know, I was in my practice and I was practicing some spaces, practicing rooting, practicing strengthening, practicing calm mind, hopefully, practicing open hips, practicing so many different areas. So here we're going to feel out these hips. Spine is lifting. Inner thighs pressing outward to whatever degree they will. Let's work the neck first. So just a little bit of neck rotation. Change your direction. And then when we're ready, we'll lengthen up and over. And this time, start to feel out, where could I be? Can I still have some energy pulling and lengthening forward in my spine, but sinking in the hips? And breathe that. Navigate and negotiate that between breath and body. Notice what we're negotiating now between mind and breath and body. Feel out how much breath our breath wants to take in. Do we let breath guide us, or do we tell our breath what to do? What have we noticed starting to let go as we spend a little bit more time in this, in surrender? And then let's gradually bring the spine up when you're ready. Good. We're going to go a little wider into Upavishta Konasana. So see the length that we can get. It's going to be a little bit more fiery than a reclining space. And this might have to be our final space based on time here today. So feel out clearing some fleshy bits so that we can have our sit bones anchored, contracting the thighs, very active in our legs, flexing the toes. We're still asking this to be a solid support structure while the torso is lifting up. Tilt the tailbone back and under. Let's bring some action into a few pelvic tilts in this pelvic area. Breath, feel your core. And now walking forward. So I'm going to walk the hands out, pull the belly forward, pull the chin forward. Stop there. Don't go any further forward with the arms. Thrust the chest up and forward. Yes, pull it. Shoulders back. Good. Now pull the belly button long and forward. Another 1/2 inch forward.
It's as far as I would go.
Squeeze your thighs. Relax your abdomen. Now keep your energy pulling forward, even if it's gentle. Now, how long could you stay here?
A while.
Could you find a new edge?
I think I have found it.
Are you still active in your feet? They're just out of frame. It's fine.
Okay.
Yep. So just thrust those heels forward. Contract those thighs. Soften your spine. And try to let the spine start to come heavy toward the earth while your chest is reaching to the kitty cat. See if your low back can feel your breath touching it. See if your torso could lengthen just a hair more. From the lowest part of your spine. Good. Let's walk our way back up. Nice. We'll bring those legs in. And why don't we find half of a lotus? And see how high you can bring that heel toward your iliac crest, the top of that hip bone. Sitting up, activate your core. Chin is relaxed, growing tall through the back of the neck. Abdominal breathing, but without force. Just start to explore capacity. Tell your breath to lead the way, and all the other four bodies are just paying attention and following. A new way to communicate with yourself. Let's twist to your right. Twist from the base of the spine. With every exhale, maybe see if there's a little bit more room to revolve. And we'll release. And let's switch legs for that half lotus. And we'll twist to the left. Grow tall through the back of the neck. Let the belly breathe. Still letting the breath be in charge. And the other four layers of our being are listening and respecting. The mind is following the breath. Our wisdom is following the breath, and our bliss. Let's come on back to center. Hands to the heart center. The love and light in me is really grateful for the love and light in you. Thank you for sharing practice with us today, Anna. Namaste.
Namaste.